And this is Tea Time Disc Golf. This is Steve Bro. We're going to bring you part 2 of round number 1, Sellersville Fishbowl 2018. I'm joined with Devin Frederick again.
Hey, everybody.
This is a good view of hole 14 coming off the tee there. And really, like we said, you have to hit a gap, and then it opens up for you. And then you've got to avoid those trees at the end coming in where the basket is.
And yeah, once again, the basket's sitting on a little mound. This one, the OB's not so close to the basket, but I mean it's still up on the mound, so you're worried about the comebacker. So we'll start it off with Corey here. He definitely has plenty of power to be able to reach this.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched Corey throw his buzzes about 400 feet easy.
And yeah, he just catches the trees that are kind of in the middle of the fairway that you want to beat to either side.
Here's Kyle.
He might be the farthest thrower in the group.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle definitely, he throws his maximum distance drivers just a mile, you know.
Yeah, you can see you got pin high right there.
On a good line, though. I mean,
yeah, it was just low. I could have got another, 30 feet or so out of that and been parked.
And Andy ripping on something.
Yeah, he's turning that over nicely, fading out. And
what a
that's
great
right
shot.
in range for Andy to be able to make it a putt.
Oh, yeah. And Corey's just going to lay his up to the top of the mound, which is a smart play. I have a feeling like you're not going to lay this
a little bit
up.
outside the circle.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't laying it up.
No. Yeah, you're definitely giving that a go. Ah, Kyle.
Yeah, see, that's kind of why I was more confident running mine hard. I didn't want to land on that hill and end up rolling farther than just landing at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah. Good to see Andy can convert on the birdie there. All right, so Andy getting the lone birdie there. Everybody else, you guys are cleaning up for your pars, which isn't too bad. That is, like we said, one of the longest holes on the course. So we move on to hole 15. Hole 15 is one of the tougher par threes to get just because there's a little bit of danger involved the entire way. You got to hit an initial gap, then you got to keep it to the right-hand side as to not to go OB over those pylons on the left-hand side because that is an entire marsh and pond right there to the left of the basket.
And yeah, it's a low ceiling, and it's slightly uphill. So height control, and yeah, just you can see it's on a hill once again, right next to OB rollaways.
You can be aggressive, I feel like, on this though, because that hillside on the back kind of protects you from going too far.
Yeah, it's got a
long.
backstop. I definitely do. I club up a little because it is such a low ceiling with the uphill elevation. You're just stabbing it into the hill.
Yeah, so here's Andy. Let's see if he can come off that birdie and throw another good shot. Yeah, not bad. Inside the circle for sure.
Just a little wide.
Yeah, does not hit the gap the way he wanted to.
Kyle pulls it as well.
What are you throwing, your T-bird here?
Yeah, like you said, you got the backstop, so...
Wow, that was really close to going in. Very good. And then Corey just throws it right into the OB. Just early release.
Yeah, a little soft, a little early.
It's like Kyle's trying to hit a gap that shouldn't be hit. Oh, no.
Another
Okay.
touch forehand. And
wow.
he as well gets a little lucky there.
Yeah.
Corey didn't really have anything from there other than that. I don't think he had a chance of putting it in.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with walking away with a 5. Andy left that a little bit too far to the right.
Yeah, he's disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
Kyle just a little low.
It's 2 short missed putts in a row for Kyle. He's going to be he's going to have to clean that up. He knows what he's supposed to be doing here on his home course.
Yeah, these are all putts that he's making, once a week out here probably.
Absolutely. And you walk away with a birdie here, so you go from Bob right back up to the front of the box with that one.
Yeah, back on track.
So we move on to hole number 16, which is, again, just that low ceiling is daunting as you step up to this tee box.
And yeah, once again, the basket's right on the water. It sits a little higher than normal. It's not so much elevated. It just sits a little high.
I think the most successful play is probably that nice easy flick that you can leave to the left side of this basket. It's just if you're not confident with your flick and you have to throw a backhand, there's a lot of danger associated with throwing that. Either you're not going to get close enough to the basket by leaving it too far left, or you're going to pull it to the right. And
yeah, I see a lot of the backhands just burn it into the ground. I go with my gator, like you said, just flicking it out and around.
It's a really, really good shot.
And he's going to try and show you the backhand.
It's incredible that there are fishermen that you're playing through. But fishing season in Pennsylvania is serious business. So typically we do see a lot of the parks that have creeks running through them. I mean, they're just full of people fishing. And
yeah, it's a park, so they have their right to be there. So
yep.
I just kind of waited until he actually stood right in view of the basket from the tee pad for a little bit, and I had to sit there and wait for him to finish tying his lure to get out of my way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's right there next to the next to where you guys are playing too.
Corey just hanging it out a little wide
and deep.
Yeah, he got a hold of that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just going to be laying up from there.
Yeah,
putting right at the water from the bushes.
Kyle laying up. No reason to run it. He knows how to play smart.
That was good concentration for his birdie. I mean,
that
guy he didn't care, and he did kind of time it out a little, where he waited for the guy to cast.
Yep.
And then during his reel in, when he was hardly moving, he took his shot.
All right. So you and Andy got the birdies there, and Corey and Kyle went ahead and laid up their approach shots for their par.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's all about feel. That basket, if you run it, it is definitely going into the water, the slightest miss. So
yeah, this is again, I mean, if you're paying attention, you realize that just about every single basket on this course is close to water.
And here we are once again, hole 17 right up against the water.
Yeah, 250 feet again. It's just a nice putter shot right up the gut. If you can throw a straight putter just not too long as to avoid that creek, then you should be in good shape. You can walk away with your birdie.
Yeah, and there's the outside flick hyzer
line, of course. You see a lot of the youngsters that have been playing here a long time throw this flick line.
Yeah, look at this youngster.
Yeah, not you.
And I saw that off. That was a terrible shot.
And
then I got a roll. And then I hit a tree to keep me from going OB.
Unbelievable. A lot happened after that hit the ground. Andy elects the turnover shot, but he didn't turn it over.
Yeah, he's going to be pin high, but 60 feet left.
Yeah. No surprise to see Kyle throwing a flick here.
And that was a good line there. That's what I was
Yeah,
trying to do.
It's a great shot.
And Corey's doing the same.
A little wide. He came in nice, though. He should be
Yeah,
pin
have
high.
a look.
Yeah.
See if Andy can get us started. Oh.
Got to be careful with that. A great putt.
Yeah. Probably just inside the circle. Yeah, I didn't have much here. I had to go kind of through and over this corner of this bush.
Hey, you got it.
See, I had to do a little foot lift.
Yeah. Yeah, keep that foot out of the OB when you release the disc. And Andy will clean up his 3. See if Kyle can make a short putt here. Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. This time, not only is the basket next to water, you got to throw over water twice to get to the basket. There is a drop zone there that we're seeing, and this is a precarious hole. I mean, there's a lot going on, and you just got to be careful.
Yeah, that wall is a great thing to have. You can see behind the basket, because that's all you're trying to do is slide it on up there.
And thank God they built that up a little bit too.
Yeah,
It
one a
used to
little
be
bigger
low.
than they did on hole 11.
Yep. So let's see what you guys throw a straight putter. Is
Yep,
that
going with the
play?
whale again.
Yep.
And I yanked it.
There's Dad.
But
All right, you got to putt, and you got to putt
I
hyzer
threw
away
it bad
from the
enough
water.
to not hit the tree.
Yep. Not too bad. Kyle going with his touch flick, which is a pretty good play because he's throwing it extremely well today. Ooh.
And yeah, he's fading into bounds instead of into the creek.
Exactly,
with that.
and he's well inside the circle, ready to make another putt.
Corey backhand putter.
It's just
And
over.
yeah, he's just playing it safe, turning it over.
Yep.
Andy going with his mercy.
Yeah, that's a really good looking shot. That is
And
textbook.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
wall
you do.
doing its thing. Corey's got to look from about the circle.
Ah,
And
you hear it go in the water.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a shame.
he wanted it.
Oh. Couldn't get to it from the other side, huh? I thought
No.
you'd definitely go around the tree on the other side.
Yeah, that tree's huge.
Yeah, it is.
It is a big stretch to get around that tree.
That was a nice, confident putt out of Kyle.
Corey to clean up his 4.
Yeah, that's a shame. And a volunteer immediately to get his disc out of the water.
Yeah,
So-
this place is great with that. You can even see all the anybody in green that you might see in the background, the green shirt like he was wearing.
There's so many,
All
so many of them.
volunteers.
Yeah, so many people out there lending a hand and taking part in what's such a good event every year. You know, I mean, this tournament it fills up so fast. As soon as registration opens, usually there's text messages going all over the place. Hey, get on it, get on it, get on it before
Yeah.
it fills up. So we'll go to hole 19, which is called the fire hole. It is a it's a ring of death.
Yeah, there's a 60-foot circle around
Yeah,
the
about that.
basket. You can
About
see
it.
the yellow bricks there, and it's an island.
It's an
You
island
gotta get
green.
it in the island.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you go to the drop zone, which is called the pedestal of shame.
Yep. And it is actually, it's quite a putt from where the drop zone is.
Yeah, it's like
not
that
easy.
good distance where it's not quite a throw, but it's a full putt.
Yeah, and this hole changes quite a bit in the next round. You can see the other sleeve that is sitting. I mean, it is on top of the OB.
6 inches.
Yes, 6 inches
I
from
think
the OB line.
The rim
Oh my gosh, Corey! Wow,
is so close.
yeah, wow, that was amazing. But yeah, it's 6 inches off the OB, so you're going to see a whole lot of out of bounds in the second round. And fantastic 2, almost a 1.
Oh, running through my line? Kyle being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Youngins.
Kyle's funny. Very good. So, a nice star frame for you guys. Everyone pulling off the 2 like you should.
Yeah, I mean, it's short. It's right there in front of you.
Next round, you'll see a little bit different of a result, I guarantee, even possibly out of the lead card as we do the next coverage. So now we move on to hole 1, which is these next 2 holes are definitely some of the hardest on the course.
Yeah, they're the longer in the woods holes that we'll probably see throughout the course.
You got to be very precise, and you got to shape the right shot. Even a good shot down the middle on this hole can be trouble. You know, I mean, you can find trouble late on this hole.
Yeah, I mean, once again, the pin's sitting right on the edge of water in the B pin, and this big tree you can see that Andy's at is right in the way, and that's a big tree to stretch out either side of it.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting to the basket there. So yeah, there's definitely some teeth to this hole.
Yeah, this is a little more than just hitting the initial gap.
Yeah, and you just left it just a bit short.
Yeah, a little low. It's a good kick back to the fairway.
Yep. But not a gimme even from where Corey is. He's lucky to slide it up there, but he might have that big tree in his way now.
Yeah, between the OB being right there by the basket and that big tree, it's hard to land yourself in a spot where you're going to have a good putt. And this was a great shot.
Wow. Kyle found himself a hobbit hole that he decided to throw from there. Long putt. And safe.
Yeah, just kind of a layup. That one wasn't really worth running.
And Corey should be okay there. There's a good amount of room between on that downslope to the water.
And Andy actually has that top branch growing down on him too. So
yes.
That was a laser beam of a putt he would have had to make.
All right, good cleanup by Corey. And Andy with a good putt.
Yeah, a little frustrated that he threw such a good drive and had such a tough putt.
Yeah, I mean this hole I think is a little bit more precarious in the next position for next round.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to get to in the sea.
Yeah, even though we didn't see anybody birdie it out of this group, I still think it's a tougher pin position. So we're coming up on hole number 2. Which is from the short position is a little bit easier than from the long for sure. You just got to throw a strong forehand and or a nice backhand turnover shot. And Kyle really got into this one.
Just goes a little long and skips over the wall.
See if Andy can throw a good turnover shot.
Hoping to beat the corner. And that's a great shot. That's going to give him a putt.
Absolutely. What are you flicking here? A destroyer?
That was a strike.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
And here we go, Corey. Hoping to get a good enough skip out of that thing, but it just kind of bit in the grass.
Yeah, that grass is pretty lush out there until you get right under the basket, and then if you're skipping, you're afraid of going long. I'm just laying up.
Yeah, you can't risk. There is a downhill slope behind this basket that if you do roll away, it's a tough uphill putt.
And yeah, I've been playing pretty good round. I didn't feel like I needed it by any means, especially in the first round.
Now, Corey was smart enough to give that enough to go in, but not enough to go down that hill. And Andy making a good run at it. You can tell he's frustrated.
It's getting so close.
Yep.
Had a couple spit outs and
Yeah, some
just off the mark.
awkward stuff happening.
There we're all cleaning up.
Yeah. So now we move on from hole number 2. You end up going out and you play some temporary holes that they set up every year for this event. And like we said before, this is a charity event for the Penridge Fish, which is a really good foundation. And they deserve attention. And we try to give them that by adding more holes and getting more people to play in the tournament.
And yeah, this is another island green. You got to get over that wall. There's also a layup area for those that can't clear.
Yeah, and it's easy to find the water long on this one as well because, like all the other holes, it is sitting precariously with water behind it.
Yeah, this one it's not super close behind it. But it is back there if you do get a hold of your drive.
And from the tee box, you want to make it over those barriers, so you tend to give a little more mustard on it. So, yeah, it does come into play. And Kyle with a good-looking shot.
Yeah. It's in putting range there. This one Andy should have no problem with.
Yeah,
and
well,
again, he's just off the mark.
Just a little bit short.
Let's see if Kyle can make good. He gets it over.
What a good putt.
There's Corey for his 2.
That was nice and smooth out of Corey. He's got a good putting stroke.
And myself cleaning up the birdie.
Yeah, you cleaned that up pretty good. I mean, that's almost a guarantee when I'm watching you play.
Yeah, that's definitely well inside my comfort zone.
Yeah. So this next hole has changed a little bit in years past. It used to be a little bit longer. I think that this year it plays easier.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
probably 40, 50 feet shorter, I feel. They're doing work on the bridge behind us, so they had to move the tee pad up. And it's just a big spike hyzer around this tree.
Yeah, that's all it is. And if you can get close, the danger is going too deep and getting underneath those branches and not being able to have a look at the basket. You're in a good place.
Yeah, too short, too deep, and you're in some kind of tree. So it is a little bit of a tight gap to hit on the spike hyzer. And he almost stabbed my disc.
I think he might have. That was really close.
I think that's my own disc, too. I think he got that T-bird off of me.
Andy with a good-looking shot. And you guys are just having a party back there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where they go. You don't want to leave it short. That basket is tucked up against that front tree a little bit. So you end up in there, and it is a low-ceiling putt, and sometimes you don't even have a putt because it's such a low ceiling.
You can see how much trouble Corey had with that, with being in those branches. At least where you guys landed, you have a nice wide-open look at it.
Yeah, and we're inside the circle. So Andy's happy to finally get one to go in.
Yeah, there's that happy clap I was talking about.
Yeah. The Pocono Raceway basket, Pocono Raceway experience.
Yeah. Kudos to Mike Salt, who runs a ton of events in Pennsylvania every year. We're still waiting for him to cut that back. I think every year Mike tells me, all right, I'm not running as many tournaments this year, and somehow he ends up running between 20 and 25 events, probably at minimum a year, which is just incredible.
If you want to get aggressive, it's a tight, low line right up the gut. I go with the out wide hyzer. I just play this for a par because this basket sits on a cliff that is.
Yeah, it is.
The basket's only a foot off of it, and
Pretty much over water.
Yeah.
Where it sits, and you've got OB on the path on the left. You've got an OB line that extends deep of the basket, so you're pretty much playing on an island.
So yeah, I'm not sure if any of those are running that.
No, those are in layup zone for their pars. The only chance that you really have is by getting it reasonably close off the drive, almost inside the circle, to be actually running this basket with where it sits. You can tell that's just the safe zone.
Yeah, that's what he has down to get him to that spot to lay up.
And Corey threw it too straight, but and he may be out of bounds. It doesn't look like
out of bounds. I think he wanted a hot dog or something. That's where the hot dog stand is.
Yeah, there's the hot dog stand right behind there. And thank you to everybody involved with that. So yeah, everybody just go ahead and pitching up, and we'll see if Kyle decides to live dangerously here.
He kind of wanted to, but
Yeah,
it's one of those moments where you talk yourself into it the whole time, and then as soon as your arm starts swinging forward, your brain goes,
just
don't do it.
No. Just couldn't do it. So you guys are all going to tap in your pars and finish your round off strong. So what were the totals there with the scores at the end of this?
We had Kyle at 5 down. Myself at 13, Corey at 1 down, and Andy at 8. So,
right.
I definitely had a solid round. I felt good about it. Go in and see what the other guys brought in.
Yeah, time to go eat some lunch. The guys provide lunch out here with this huge staff that they have, and we're absolutely blessed to have these guys take care of us the way that they do.
Yeah, it's one of the local churches that they go to. They're kind enough to send out a couple volunteers to bring out hoagies for everybody. Huge hoagie that they slice up, probably like a 10-foot long hoagie.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible the amount of nourishment you get during this round of golf with the snack stand and the food, and they have donuts in the morning and they have pizza afterwards, and it's just
you don't
crazy.
have to go anywhere all day and they keep you busy.
It's awesome. But thank you, Austin. Thank you, Tea Time Disc Golf, Christian and Lou for doing everything that you do. Like, subscribe,
share,
and we will see you in the next round.
Yep, round 2.